So then, tonight is the PDC World Matchplay Darts semi-finals. We now know who the four players are who will be competing against each other for a place in the final of the World Matchplay Darts tomorrow. Of course, we got Hugh Humphreys, then the machine, James Wade. Hugh Humphreys, the world champion, the world number one, multiple major winner, the best player in the world when he's on form, in my opinion. Up against James Wade, who's won back the years. James Wade, isn't he? Won back the years, is he? 2007, the 2007 Matchplay champion, James Wade. But yeah, good to see James Wade back to his best, of course. Back to the James Wade we know. Wow, the other semi-final, what a belter that's going to be. Mike Van Duren against Michael Smith. Especially when if they're both on it, yeah, we already saw what happened in the World Championship final between the two of them. So let's start off then with Hugh Humphreys and James Wade, which will be the first semi-final. For me, I think Hugh Humphreys would be far too much for James Wade in the end. But then, James Wade, he beat a power scorer, didn't he? He did beat a power scorer in Ross Smith. But Humphreys will be more better on the finishing than Ross Smith, in my opinion. Because Ross Smith did get opportunities against James Wade, but he just didn't take them. Didn't take enough of them. And that's what you need to do against James Wade. James Wade, so probably one of the most underrated darts players of all time, in my opinion. He doesn't do the scoring, James Wade. He's not really a scorer, but my word, he is one of the best. He is one of the best finishers ever in darts. James Wade, when he's on it. James Wade at his best as well. He is one of the best finishers out there, especially Tom Piot's finishing as well from the machine, James Wade. But I do think Humphreys will just be far too much in the end for James Wade. Obviously, my final prediction ain't gonna be right. I did put Hugh Humphreys to still win the tournament, so I still got that prediction. That prediction can still come through for me. But I did have a Humphreys versus World Quartz final, but obviously World Quartz got the Morris, didn't they? Of Michael Smith, really. So, in terms of this one, I've done for a 17-10 win for Hugh Humphreys. Done for a 17-10 win for Hugh Humphreys. I actually think it'll be a close game. Obviously, it'll be close and tight. It'll be swing and win about when for the first half of the game. But I think Hugh Humphreys was this once the second half of the game, Hugh Humphreys, I just think he'll pull away from James Wade. And when Hugh Humphreys is on it, I don't see anyone beating him apart from probably Mike Van Duren if he's on it. So I'm off a 17-10 win for Hugh Humphreys against James Wade. And finally, the other semi-final, Michael Smith against Mike Van Duren. What a belter that's going to be. Especially when they're both on it. Two of the best players in the world when they're both on it. Both of them. When they're both on it, it's absolutely wild. It's absolutely wild. Yeah, ridiculous standard when they're both on it. Michael Smith and Michael Van Duren. Michael Smith, it's interesting, isn't it, with Michael Smith? He's just done about his business in the World Matchplay. I don't think anyone fancied Michael Smith really to really get to the final. And this is mental, isn't it? For what? The world number 2? I think he's world number 2, isn't he? Michael Smith? The world number 2 in the world. It's because I just think it's because Michael Smith, we've seen him recently, and he's not really been averaging over 100. He's been more averaging over 95 for me, where for Michael Smith standards, that's quite bad. It is quite bad for Michael Smith standards. It's weird though, it's just weird when you see players average 95, you think to yourself, they're playing unbelievable. They're playing unbelievable, but then you watch them and now it's just come out and you say, well, and it's only 95, you think to yourself, hold on a minute, were you? It's probably because of the finishing. I think the finishing lets them down for me. But Michael Smith, proper on it. He was proper on it against World Quartz. it was the Michael Smith we know. Michael Smith had his bets against Walt Watts. Walt Watts didn't play that bad, did he? Walt Watts, but Walt Watts just knew, didn't he? If Michael Smith's on it, he's probably got no chance. And Michael Smith was proper on it, did a demolition job on Walt Watts. Sets up for quite an amazing semi-final between Van Duren and Smith. Mike Van Duren's toughest tests as well. So I would not be shocked if Michael Smith did beat Van Duren. I would not be shocked at all. But once Van Duren just gets past these games, you just know people will think, yeah, he's in the final, Van Duren. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, Andrew Dildon was a tough test for Van Duren last night. Because Dildon's one of them players, isn't he, where he sticks in right from the start of the game. He sticks in there, dids in there. But I still always felt, even when Andrew Dildon was leading in the 2 plate sessions, I always felt Van Duren would still win though, I reckon. And that proved to be the case, because I do think Van Duren was right. The interview at Van Duren before the Dildon game, that would the non-format affect Andrew Dildon, and I think it did. I think the non-format affected Andrew Dildon in the end, and Van Duren just ended up running away in the end with the tie. And that proved to be the case, in my opinion. While Michael Smith can cope with the non-format, so can Michael Van Duren. But again, it's just that final stretch for me where I think Van Duren, where he comes up trumps, in my opinion. So I've done for Michael Van Duren to win 17-12 against Michael Smith. But that's not me saying it being easy 17-12. I actually think it being an absolute belter, absolute barnstormer of a 17-12. I just think Van Duren, it's just in that final stretch, Van Duren just knows how to win in that final stretch for me. So I'm going to go for Mike Van Duren to go through to the final. And Pierre, for my predictions, it will be a Hugh Humphreys Van Duren final for my predictions. But what's it fifth on his head, and it's pretty changed with Michael Smith. Which I wouldn't mind, I wouldn't mind that final. But yeah, I think that's what everyone's on the door for, in terms of Humphreys Van Duren. I think it's the final that everyone wants as well, I reckon. Even Humphreys Smith's done be a fucking barnstormer. A barnstormer for final as well. But Humphreys Van Duren, yeah, it's basically the best player in the world in Hugh Humphreys against one of the greatest players of all time in Mike Van Duren. So that's the final. That is the final that everyone wants. So, but they are my semi-final predictions for the World Matchplay tonight. Feel free to leave your predictions down below in the comments. Take care, stay safe, and see you later. And see you on the next one.